Welcome back to Copa America, ladies and gentlemen. We find ourselves in what is probably the last best of 3 of the day. This is the finals match for the 4th qualifier, and again, all of these matches we've been casting tonight have been going directly towards seeding. And Cham is saving up, so let's get into introductions Catz rather, saving up. We'll get into introductions here pretty quick. Spawning here at the top right corner of the map, up to a bit of cheekiness. It is the founder of Root Gaming himself, Root for Root, ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Zerg player Catz.
I forgot who we were casting for a moment. I was like, oh, a 6-4 Terran. In the upper left, as the red Zerg, it is Cham.
Hailing from and representing No Dice Gaming, but his opponents, I want to talk about this. This is actually really important. Catz fought in a lot of ZVZs leading up to the finals, and a lot of times, if he wasn't going for an 8 pool, it was a 13 pool, and his opponent was doing the vice versa. There was a lot of situations, even if you check his Twitter from yesterday, where he's like, wow, I went for a 13 pool, he went for an 8 pool, or like these weird blind counters kept happening. I don't know if that's just the nature of ZVZ for Copa America or what the case is, but Catz has had to deal with a lot of it. He's also been dishing a lot of it out himself.
I think the ZVZ that we did cast him, like, for, the qualifiers, there was a lot of cheese going on there, I remember. Like, revenge 6 pulls and whatnot. This isn't gonna do much, though.
The earlier pool's nice. For Catz, the timing on an 8 pool is so early that it does kind of really devote you to this. I think, though...
okay.
Cham?
It should cancel the hatch. A 10 pool sometimes doesn't cancel the hatch. The lings come out just in time with a 15 pool. With an 8 pool, they're just barely late enough.
Okay, so I think one of the big things here is Cham is not your average Joe Schmo. For Copa America, we're seeing a lot of difference in skills between players. Some just really, really good against really, really decent Masters versus Grandmasters. We've even had some Diamond players in the qualifiers. The thing is, though, Cham is a top-notch Grandmaster player here on the North American server. This is the cheese that's going to hurt, but he's
going to save this?
I was going to say, he might save it by pulling the drones into it.
It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible, Catz. Okay, he's not going to save it. Cancel it, cancel it!
Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah, he could have had, well... I don't know if he could save it. Even if the drones were fighting in that one, I think Catz still micros around it and kills it. But losing all 300 minerals is definitely not good.
Alright, so that's gonna sting. That kind of puts Catz where he wants to be. The problem is he's not killing drones. He did start joining up behind this himself. Still down in workers, though.
He didn't go for a gas immediately behind this either, just now getting it. So his speed will be faster, as it looks like Cham is just not going to go for speed. He's going to go for a gasless expand. But it's not gonna be like a speed that capitalizes on anything. Sometimes the speed comes so fast afterwards that they can constantly dart in and out and really abuse someone who's trying to get a hatchery down after you.
Yeah, the drone difference is 1 at this point, so it's oddly equalized in that regard, but it's where the ling count is that matters the most. And right now, it's about the same. There's a little bit of a lead here for Cham, but of course that's at home, not across the map. And the problem is a queen is worth a lot of lings. Well, still trying to disengage from this. It's that awkward timing too, where you don't really know if the other person's got speed or not behind it. You can guess. But there's nothing worse than getting your lings caught out in the open for either of these players, quite frankly. But choosing to find top of the queen, a small mistake here for Cham. It does look like he's got the ling superiority, but it's not going to be the case if he fights in range of the queen. The queen's DPS added to this is nothing to be underestimated.
Catz's hatchery does finish a little bit faster, but not, you know, amazingly so. And one thing that's going to be funny about this game is that while we usually see a scouts at an appropriate time, like, you know, the 1 ling or the 2 lings go up into the main, this might not happen. You know, Catz, he might assume that Cham just got a gas, you know, because his was so late too. Why wouldn't Cham throw down 1 after this?
The banelings are going to be a very fun aspect of the game to watch, I think. The problem is, Cham is going to struggle with this enough as is. Without speed, it's going to be even harder to deal with the banelings, because he's not going to be able to chase them down with that one. We so oftentimes see 1 or 2 Zerglings segmented off to focus fire down the banelings, but without speed, that's not really possible. So relying heavily here on static D, a couple spine crawlers and a couple queens, this will work decently for the defense, but this means Cham cannot be active on the map, not in the slightest.
No, he shouldn't be on the map. No, okay, this is when speed timing actually matters. So often, one player's speed is even 50 seconds faster, and it usually make a difference because they're not on the map. They know that their opponent speed could be ready and to go. Doing this is just like, you're really gonna assume that Catz didn't get gas? Really?
Well, I mean, he's seen speed now at this point. This is just awkward. 20 more lings around the way, and
yeah, like
if Cham
doesn't
doesn't
send his lings out like that.
If Cham doesn't put a full wall off, he's dead. I kind of feel like just bottom line. He doesn't have his
lings.
He's got no banelings. Yeah, this is very big problems.
Yeah. Okay. So
one Roach Horn is not a wall make, though. He needs 2 evolution chambers.
No. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's lings popping out right now. He could have definitely used the ones that he lost.
Oh, the BattleNet lag right now is too real.
This might just be Pajoka. We can't blame just one person.
Okay, but here's the thing, guys. So he can't pull the queens off the ramp. This might look like he's got enough to defend with 3 queens and 2 spine crawlers, but it's realistically just 1, because the second he pulls the queens off of the ramp, everything runs past them, up the ramp, goes to the main, away from the spine crawlers and away from the queens. So Cham is in a lot of trouble here. A lot of trouble. Is it possible that he holds this with the world's most perfect micro and some mistakes out of Catz? Absolutely. Is it likely? Probably not.
Oh, Catz runs up there. Of course, he knows that Cham didn't have speed. It has, officially it hasn't finished just now either. And he goes in there, gets surrounded on the queen, goes for the drone line.
Stacks up the drones. That's a small mistake.
Not bad.
Well, he actually clips a lot of the larva there, too. So Cham just lost a lot of production capabilities. But for an attack that was really meant to be closer to game ending than it was, it wasn't that great out of Catz, I don't think.
It wasn't a huge dedication of Catz, Maybe he does go for the huge dedication. I'm talking like 12 plus banelings and nothing but lings, and I think that would definitely end it.
Zombie
that was
grub.
more like...
He only got 4 workers for that attack.
Yeah, that baneling didn't really do any damage.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so, Cham, appropriate defense. Catz, maybe if he had really gone, balls to the wall, he would have been able to end the game. But just being kind of middle of the road of that attack did not work out for him.
Okay, well, as we get forward here into the game, I mean, we got it oddly equalizing in tech, despite the fact that Cham has none in comparison. But it's going to go to layer for both players. 4 gases for both players, and we've got a couple of roaches coming to Cham, I think, for the banelings, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw mutas out of both.
No,
actually,
Cham's going to go for double upgrade roach.
Yeah, there we go.
He was even though this game kind of started off weird and there was some weird stuff going on in the middle as well, it seems Cham was always going to go for the gasless and then double upgrade roach.
I was thinking mutas would be great because he maybe was scared of more banelings, but I guess not worried about sniping them off. Roaches versus roaches at this point. It's kind of hard to tell who's going to come out ahead. I think his third base is going to play a heavy factor into, though. Catz getting his down. I don't think Cham's going to be able to afford to get one. Even if he goes for a couple of roaches now like he is, it's not going to be enough to save a third, much less take on any form of an army fight.
Yeah. You have to get a lot of roaches, well, not a lot of roaches, but more than 4, so they don't get surrounded by a pack of lings when you don't have speed yourself, or banelings, of course, too. And that's, that's a dedication, and then your third is still also later, and potentially sniped later on. 20 lings can be surprisingly effective in a 20-minute roach war if they can just, slip by one time.
Oh, well, speaking of the devil, what way gets here to the main? I forgot how to English there. Deal with it.
I noticed.
He actually segments off 2 banelings to hide over here. I really like this move. This suddenly means that the circlings don't matter so much. The big question is, did Cham catch that or not?
Because he didn't.
He's certainly not going to be looking...
Oh, he did.
He did? Okay. Okay, yeah, he's good.
He's good. He's good.
It's worth noting, guys, again, I don't want to be... we're paying too much attention to Catz. He's doing a lot of things right this game, but you got to keep in mind, he opened with cheese that didn't do a lot of damage. If Cham had maybe not forgotten to cancel the hatchery, that may have been what leapfrog Catz ahead to be the point where he was caught up. And now these subtle little moves, like the odd banelings that could have potentially gone off, the small zergling run-bys. If he keeps making these little subtle differences while he maintains his third, he's going to pull ahead in a big way. But it's not going to be immediate. It's going to be something that gradually builds to that 150 supply mark. And right now for Cham, while he's trying to go for the gold, I like this as a ballsy move because he knows he's behind in the actual third base race. But defending this is really difficult. By taking it up here instead of down here, you create a whole nother can of worms for yourself.
I was a little worried that I was going for a Hydralistan way too fast, but with this 2 spine crawlers and the queen with transfuses, Catz can't push into that, without really dedicating a whole lot, and he doesn't have to. I mean, yeah, he's getting the gold, and that sucks, but you have your own third as well, and it looks like with this infestation pits, we could be seeing swarm hosts. Now, people still do go for infestors with roaches, it's just not the norm. It's usually roach, hydras, then infestors.
Who was it? Was it Impact we cast for the Easter Team Star Cup? It was like...
got infestors, like, right afterwards.
No, who went for, like, the roaches and the 3/3 weapons? It was like, let me show you how Koreans do swarm hosts or something like that.
Oh, he just, like, someone was going to swarm host and he did the roach baneling attack that we've been seeing.
Yeah.
Like the really powerful one, and he just, rolled over it. Oh, it is going to be infestors. So what's good about infestors, obviously, is that they, they're good. They add damage. They keep the guys in place. It's a nice spell. What's bad, though, is that... Is that really funny?
I'm sorry. What's good about infestors is that they're good. I'm sorry.
But I did extrapolate.
I know, but my brain's just dead at this point, and that's hilarious to me. I apologize.
Whatever. So the bad thing is that is so much gas, that could potentially not be those key fungals, that you just die in the roach war anyways.
Well, I think what the fungal growth adds to the game more than actual damage is it'll hold the roaches in place. Suddenly Cham can't retreat back to the safety of his spine crawlers. 8 roaches will be forced to fight, and if you bleed those off, it's no different than a Protoss player segmenting your army with force fields and slowly chipping away at it.
Yeah. It's definitely a good...
Oh, you know what? I think didn't Cham also went Hydras last time we saw him play, didn't he?
I don't remember that.
I'm trying to remember if that was Cham or somebody else, but the thing about Hydralis when we incorporated the Roach Army, guys, once upon a time, wasn't worth the DPS. They didn't bring enough to the party for how weak they were. Nowadays, with that extra, the very, very small attack speed boost, they become incredibly worthwhile, because again, in Roach Wars, if you don't know the details of it, there's a lot of overkill situations, and you don't want 12 roaches wasting time shooting 1 roach with 10 health. Instead, you have a Hydralis, kill it real quick.
In Wings Liberty, infestors are just really, really good. That's why you always saw the Roach Wars and then immediately into infestors. Whoever got infestors first usually won, in fact.
Well,
so it was an infestor race.
Infested Terrans also got 3/3 upgrades and had much more health way back then.
Infested Terrans were not the biggest deal in ZBZ.
Oh, I mean, it's not a big no.
They were really good, but it was the fungals.
Fungals, okay, granted, pretty much everything about infestors were better in Wings of Liberty, is the bottom line.
It's true. But, like,
I like the Burrow,
anyways.
actually. I really like the Burrow coming out of Catz. Because right now, there's no Overseers for Cham.
Yeah, well, that's an oversight. Usually, they always have one with the army at the very least. But yeah, Burrowed Infestor tactic can be...
Well, I don't even mean cheekiness. I mean, like, you get caught out in the open. Just kidding, Burrow, and get your Infestors out alive. But he is going to go for Burrowed Infestor tactics. So this will probably just be a bunch of Infested Terrans in the mineral line if he sneaks past it. And that will definitely hurt Cham quite a bit. Because he's going to be forced to... I think what's going to happen with Catz is, of course, if you get to the main, you throw the Infested Terrans down, and you see Roaches and Hydras respond, guess what? You attack the third with your actual army. Oh, a fourth coming down at the same time for both players.
Yeah. So they've both skipped over, sometimes we see just Roach attacks, and then we see Roach Hydra attacks, and then we see, like, Roach Hydra Infestor. They've kind of just skipped all over that, agreed not to attack each other, and just took a little bit different course in getting to the ultimate endgame hive.
That's a lot of spine crawlers coming down. Nothing that's really going to be too influential, sadly.
Yeah, they're not going to help against Burrowed Infestors.
Yeah, so here's Catz moving out. Basically, if the army's at the third, he'll feel safe to move in with the Infestors, and vice versa. There's a couple Bailings in here. Kind of cute to see, but they're not going to connect to much on the front lines. If they can connect to the Hydralis, that'd be huge. But it is Roach Hydra mix for the both. Where are those Infestors at? Okay, so he's going to sneak one by. Secret Agent Man. Secret Asian Man.
Very good timing on this as well. He's pressuring at the front. He does throw down the Infested Terrans just to see if he can get drone kills, and I think they got a few. It was nice. And, already starting in the main and the natural.
They're firing on the Overlords, a bit of a waste, but yeah, drone kills going to be kind of the goal here. Neither player really has they got a decent bank going, but this is like 1 Remax worth of a bank. It's not that much in comparison to the actual fight that's going to go down, but he saves it with the Infested Terrans, or he saves it with the Roaches, rather, from the Infested Terrans.
Yeah. What's key is that he didn't overreact. If he, split off more than 4 roaches, that was automatically an not extension, but just an overreaction. And the Catz moves in and snipes the gold, and also has a good position outside of Cham's bridge. That didn't happen. So Catz still got, you know, he still got drones.
I'm not sure if this is coincidence because there's like weird delay, but I think Bobble Convolute has been like dropping an ace Kate in chat every time we say Catz. It's a little cat emoticon.
Oh,
I've just been kind of noticing.
Cat?
Well, the cat one.
Meow. Okay.
Meow. I don't know. I'm just catching the corner of my eye. I'm not really reading chat right now, but I keep seeing our emoticons flash up, but it's always cat. And I'm just wondering if that's timing out with us saying cats. So I'm hoping by saying cats a lot right now, we'd see a lot, but that might not be influenced at all because we brought up the topic, and now people will also join in on it. Science is tough.
Yes, science is tough. That was science.
You know, actually, what's curious to me, getting back on topic of the game, though, while upgrades are on the way and while infestors for both players, spine crawlers are plenty, Cham doesn't actually have a really big bank compared to Catz, despite the fact that he's been on this gold base. Catz only on normal minerals actually has a larger mineral bank.
Look what Cham's doing. I don't know why we don't see this that often.
Oh, the supply cancel for the extra units.
To get some infestors. That's what he's missing.
That's actually pretty cool. To explain this real quick to anyone who doesn't know, Cat's also doing it to get more than 200 supply. What you do is you build a bunch of spine crawlers. It counts as the drone being dead, so it takes away the supply count for the drone. You build units, you just cancel the spine crawlers. Bam, Bob's your uncle, you've got more army supply than 200. In fact, army supply at the moment actually is fairly even, surprisingly enough. Catz is helping his opponent though by cleaning up some more drones here in the main.
You know, I don't necessarily miss it, but it was funny. But just being able to tell who would win a ZVZ war by who had more infestors. I was like, oh, Bob's got like 12 infestors and Jimmy's only got 6. I know who's going to win this one.
I think at this point, though, what I like is it's kind of evolved to the point where I think positioning matters more than anything else now. Concaves versus ramps versus fungal growths. I'm a little worried for Catz, though. This attack coming is strong. He's going to have the advantage of the ramp going for him. If he keeps fungaling things on the ramp, he'll win this fight.
Champ's going to have 3-3. Cat's only going to have 3-2.
That's only going to be for like 10 seconds, though.
No, he's not going to have 3 therapists.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Good call.
Going into here, I think his plan right here is, well...
Fungal growth for both players. Who's red, who's blue? Because they're all green! Oh my god, the Blinding Cloud makes all the difference in the world right now. Cham cannot counterattack. He cannot fight back. And the Blinding Cloud...
Yeah, he recognized it too. I think he had a good idea right there, right? He
also had his own Vipers.
Spine crawlers.
What? No. Why didn't he throw on his own Blinding Clouds?
Those must have been just late to the party.
Maybe.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks for Cham. I don't think it's not game ending. Now, those are the terrible ones. But yeah, not game ending.
Cat's feeling very confident, giving away all of his energy here.
Yeah. Okay, so Cham, just Catz is all types of grouped up. I was like, oh my god, the fungus gonna be so good. Blinding Cloud completely reversed that. Cham still has a good bank. He's coming back, and all he needs is his own fight like that, and it's a completely even game again, which is definitely possible.
I'll give you chase down here towards the south. Again, both players are kind of maxed out, but Broodlords.
Oh, that infestor, secret mission infestor right there.
It worked out well. A couple Vipers died for it, but he got a lot of the Hydralisks. That's a lot of Spore Crawlers to build cancel. That instant. As he built 17 more Hydralisks. He's got Broodlords coming out.
That man.
If these Broodlords get fungal, they can't run away from the Hydralisks. It's the scariest thing in the world to consider right now. Because Broodlords alone don't have the DPS to hold this. Or the Infestarians underneath it either.
Oh,
Catz?
Cham, are you gonna break through this?
Oh my god, I think he might.
He has so much left over.
Broodlord's on the retreat. 18 Roaches coming to remax. Catz has a pretty big bank, but he doesn't have the larva or the supply cap to actually do this. Hydralisk on the ramp. We're gonna try and hold. The range of the Broodlords is gonna be used kind of like that of a Colossus, but it's not happening. Cham! Oh my god, he's actually doing it!
He's running out of Hydras. He doesn't have anything else for infested Terrans. Oh, what were Catz infestors this entire time?
I think they went across the map, but we brought them home like way later. Man, Hydra's, I always forget they have like the melee animation for when things do get up in their grill, but
yeah.
Catz is actually starting to hold this, and in large part it's because of those Broodlords getting positioned. He's starting to lose them now, and that's a bit of a problem, but as long as he keeps 2 Broodlords alive, I mean, it'll keep the Roach count back, and Cham's forced to disengage. Neither player without money, but Catz without larva.
No one with an Overseer either, so all the infestors are like on top of each other, and they just like say like, see you later.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ooh, that's weird.
Dude, you ever watch Tremors?
Is that the Kevin Bacon one?
Yeah. That's what infestors are when they're burrowed.
That's a freaky movie.
It was.
I thought the people were really dumb too. That's what my favorite part was.
No, it was actually not that great of a movie. You watched it again, it wasn't terrifying and it wasn't that good.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was dumb. Like, dude, just stand on the rocks. You're good to go. Quit feeling the need to jump off. Jeez.
Well, they were gonna starve. I don't know. They were dumb in other ways, but
Okay,
anyways.
focusing on the game at hand. What's worth noting is Catz has not been able to remax. This has been a big problem. Cham, though, what's been giving him a lot of power and force in this game was the acceleration of that gold base. That's run out behind this. So once he uses his bank up, if Catz can keep trading the way he has been, maybe he turns this around. But this is looking pretty bad. He doesn't have the Broodlord count, and the ones morphing in are on the front lines.
Katz's infestors are never with this army. They're over to the left looking to do some, infested Terran tactics. But that is one thing that would make the Broodlords really effective. That Broodlords would outrange everything that is fungal.
They're on a mission to help the children in Africa, feed them.
By giving them infested Terrans?
Yeah, you chop up the Terrans and eat it to feed the children. They're starving children.
That's absolutely terrible.
Well, how would you solve world hunger, Zombie Grub? Do you have a better solution?
Infested, okay? You don't give children infested stuff.
It's like calamari. Look at those tentacles. They're like octopus. It's a delicacy, is what it is.
Infested calamari. Jesus, don't give your child that.
Okay, keep Rifkin away from your kids. Bottom line.
Cham is just I think he's won this game. I mean, Catz his only like thing going for him right now is
Cham? He's making mutas. This is actually going to work out perfectly because Broodlords can't shoot up, and there's no Hydralisk left in play.
Right, yeah. So, the Infestors would need to win the game for Catz, and they're no longer that good.
I can't believe it, by the way. Like, let's give Cham some proper credit. He took the worst engagement possible. He lost over half of his army to those Blinding Clouds and those Fungals, and a primary amount of it was Hydralisk, not Roaches. Yet he still turns this game around on Catz. Good game, certainly called. And game 1 won. We'll go to Cham. ZVZ sometimes, man. You get boring games, but then you get like really exciting games like these ones. A strange matchup, to say the least. But Cham securing game number 1. Let's go make sure we got his score updated over here on the overlay. So we hop into game number 2 here fairly quickly. Great, now chat's talking about Tremors. Look what you've done.
You know what was the greatest movie? It was Tremors 3 with the ass blasters. I'm so proud I'm casting with somebody who's willing to say ass blasters on stream. It was funny. Someone did say in the movie that it sounded like a porno. Before anyone else makes that joke.
Well, looks like we've already got the lobby coming up, guys, so we're not going to stick it to you with commercials unless one of these players goes like AFK or something, but before we get off the topic of Tremors, I just want to say that I'm pretty sure a large part of Kevin Bacon's success has to do with his last name. I can't remember which comedian said that. It was like Louis C.K., I think, or somebody, but I think I would definitely follow that up.
I thought you were going to credit his success as an actor to that one movie.
To Tremors? No!
No, I was like, that's pretty.
He was actually way better. Oh, what was that movie he was in recently where he was the bad guy?
X-Men.
No, I haven't seen X-Men. It was kind of like Men in Black, but it was like undead people. Oh, this is gonna kill me. They're like undead cops or something, or like they're dead cops, like ghost cops, Ghost Division or something like that. No, not Ghost Division. What am I saying here?
Wait, are you talking about the Ripped in Peace Division or whatever?
Yes, well, that was actually not an awful movie. Actually, I like that movie a little bit, but he was the bad guy in that one, wasn't he?
I didn't watch it because it got terrible reviews.
Wow, Zombie Grub, caving to peer pressure of others you don't even know them.
I watch a lot of movies. I am trusting Rotten Tomatoes.
I like this response to chat, by the way. How would you solve world hunger? Not cannibalism. I'm telling you, I get all the best ideas. We come up with phone apps for $1 million ideas. We got the best t-shirts you ever heard of, and I'm curing world hunger. Rifkin is confirmed a Renaissance man.
You're not into any art, but sure.
Have you never heard that phrase? It's just, you don't have to do art to be a Renaissance man. You just have to do everything.
A true Renaissance man does a lot of art.
Alright guys, well I told you we wouldn't bombard you with commercials, but it looks like we're having some lobby hosting issues here with the BattleNet, so hopefully you can resolve these ASAP. We're going to run to a small break, and we'll see you guys hopefully in less than 2 minutes. See you soon.
Oh, actually, it is a nickname for a polymath.
What? James Franco?
What? Anyways.
Run break. Shh. Don't get the people with ad block mad.
Because they won't know the correct term.
Okay, so we're back from ads. If that's not obvious enough, I should probably turn my light on at this point. Oh, look at the, man, look at, oh yeah, I gotta turn the light, wait, the light on right over there. Oh. Yeah. We're still waiting for the map, or the lobby to get hosted here. For Catz' series. I don't know what we're waiting on. I guess there's probably still some hosting issues we had before. Well, the nice thing is if there is going to be severe downtime, we can try and grab Rough on for that post-series interview still. Of course, he just won his best of 3 prior to this. But we're at, what is this, 2,300 viewers? Still going strong, ladies and gentlemen, for Copa America. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining us here on the cast. Every Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, Zombie Grub and I will be back providing you with the English cast. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you have any feedback, of course, don't be shy. Let us know. You can find us on Twitter at Riff_Kings. That's my Twitter down here, and hers is over yonder at ZG Gaming. But confirmed it's some lobby creation bugs is apparently why this is a bit delayed slightly. So I think everyone's here good to go. We just can't get a game up, sadly. So hopefully this will be resolved shortly. But if you haven't, make sure to hit the follow button too. Again, we only cast Copa America here. This is a Blizzard channel. You're not going to find us casting base trade TV content or anything weird and off to the side. This is strictly Copa America and for Copa America. If you guys don't know a lot about Copa America, do me a favor. One of the mods, ! brackets in chat, link people to the page. And you can find out all about the brackets and such over there. This is the last day of qualifiers though. This is the last series of qualifiers. And everything that'll determine the group stages for the next, I think, I don't even know how many months this will take, but for the rest of the season at least for Copa America. I imagine with 3 casts a week, though, the group stages won't take too long to get through. Shoutouts to Hell's Descendant for recognizing the Warcraft 2 music. Woo! Everyone's saying their game's bugged. They've had 5 different people try to host it at this point. Awkward. Awkward. The Rifkin Gun show? Alright, I did the stupid flex joke like a minute ago. Curse this wretched delay! Alright, well, I'm confirming if we got a bit of a break or not. If we got 5 minutes of break, I want to grab Rough on to talk about a series. Should be pretty cool. Alright, we got Ruff coming on. Zombie Grab, I hope you'll have some questions for him this time, if you can think of any good ones. Just think hard right now. It's okay, I'll ask him some BS, right? This is how we'll do it. I'll ask him some BS, you'll be like, okay, some cool stuff happened. Why are you such a weird player?
Alright.
Alright. Let's add to the call. This will probably mess up the screen regions again, so be prepared to see Zombie Grab disappear for a moment here with her lovely face. Hello!
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going, man? Welcome one, welcome all. This is Ruff joining us on the call here. AKA Jesse, as it would appear.
Yep.
Learn new things about this guy every day. So, I know it's a little bit delayed and it's not directly after your series, but as it turns out we have some downtime because the BattleNet is continuing to be really cool.
That is so great.
Yeah, you got to experience a little bit firsthand. I think the first thing I got to ask, and this is on behalf of people of Copa America who, or maybe may not watch your stream, maybe don't know who you are, but you've got this reputation for being a bit of an unconventional. I think even your Twitter says like you're the most unorthodox Terran player or something. What's the whole thought process behind that? You just want to be different? You want to be cool? Like, what's the rough story?
It's a little weird. Back in the day, I guess you could say I was probably a notorious cheeser back when StarCraft 2 first came out, also back in Brood War. But that's because I'm heavily mathematically focused, because I'm a math major. So a lot of the stuff that I do and the way I enjoy playing the game is actually taking the numbers in the game and kind of like throwing them together to see what would happen. Like, for example, when I do like a Marine timing or a Reaper timing or something like that, if I'm getting armor, then I know that armor against Zerglings for Marines, it takes 11 hits instead of 9 hits to kill the unit. Or actually, sorry, 12 hits. Whereas combat shields would take 11, so technically armor is better. But if you get in conjunction of that with medevacs, you know, units don't die. As you can see, 1-1 advantage takes advantage of that, so I try to design builds around that. It's just... that's just kind of like how I play. I kind of try to look for these timings where players will probably not build units and then kind of hit at that time. Just things like that, pretty much. And I just kind of go with the flow. And what I do is when I am streaming and when I am laddering, a lot of the times I don't take the game too seriously. There are times where I do, but when you see me start playing around doing stupid stuff like proxying battle cruisers, it's usually because I'm, you know, testing to see if this build can work in, you know, the arsenal of 100 builds that I have, pretty much.
No, that's pretty
So
cool.
that's
I've definitely always wondered whether there was some planning, like some method behind the madness, so to speak. So that's pretty cool to hear. Do you have any thoughts about your series? We actually have to apparently wrap this up in like 5 minutes, FYI. Sorry, we can't do a super extended thing.
Yeah, with my series, I was a little surprised in game 2. I thought I was pretty far ahead killing those 2 overlords in the beginning, but I realized that Vipers in conjunction with Ultralisk is pretty strong. Just because usually tanks and Thors will kill Ultralisks, but when you have Vipers and because of how slow those units are, you can't get out of the blinding cloud. So I realized that I needed Vikings that game, which I didn't really have. I had maybe like 4 or 5, but he had Corruptors. And that was pretty much, a derp game where it's like, wow, I just lost everything pretty easily. So that game kind of sucked. The last game, actually, I used to use this one build, where I would go like mass Hellion with 2 reactors, but because of this new patch, I found that that build is exceptionally strong now. It's a lot worse because even if they do get some roaches, you'll still get in there and pretty much kill a lot of stuff or trade efficiently now.
Yeah, the period where you split your hellbeds over top of the natural base so the drones had nowhere to hide. At that point, it's kind of like, well, this is probably about over.
Right. And I played Jon Snow on ladder, and he was one of those players that kind of adapted to the Hellbat change. So he actually went a lot heavier in roaches earlier, which is something that, which is why I consider a lot of players good when they start seeing this build. Like they lose to it the first couple times, but then after that they kind of readjust, and then that's when I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go do something else now. So when I'm playing someone like B-Lord, because I don't play him on ladder, I have so many openings where I can just use whatever I want and probably get away with it. Like I played Pult the other day and ended up winning because Pult doesn't know what I do.
It's the surprise element, that weirdness factor. Well, okay, I got 2 big questions for you. Well, actually, 2.5 big questions for you as we wrap this up real quick. Oh, hang on. No, we are here. I hit accept. Sorry, we got pressure to get into this last game. We had again Battle.net. Are you afraid of fighting? Is there one person you just really don't want to fight?
I do want to play everybody, but if I had to say there's a scariest player out there, I would say it's Major. Just because he is a very good player, even though I don't really like his attitude.
Yeah, there's I think everyone we've asked so far is pretty much named Major. It's like the scary dog that they don't want to go up against. So the flip side of that question, is there one person you're really looking forward to fighting? One person that you wouldn't conventionally, say, meet on ladder that you would love to best of 3 against type thing?
I would say Catz, because both of us go way back for being so unorthodox with our races that we have some of the craziest games. We met in Louisiana to play at the Scion event, and I ended up winning 2-1. But the funny thing is these series we always go back and forth. Sometimes he'll win, sometimes I'll win. And we had this like double 1 base game. Like I was on 1 base for 20 minutes and he was on 1 base with Zerg.
How?
And it's like, how does that work? And we have like Marauders on the map. It's like, what are you doing with Marauders? And then he has Infestors. It's like 1 base Infestors. I love playing games with him just because of that reason alone. And it's fun because we both have that kind of unorthodox kind of style of play. So I definitely would love to play him.
Cool. Well, Zombie, do you have any questions for Ruff before we try and hop into this?
No.
Oh, I told you to think of at least one, man.
Dude, like...
Worst co-interviewer ever.
No, I have like a billion questions, but Catz really wants to go. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, we finally got the lobbies working. It took this whole duration of the interview to get it going. But Ruff, thanks very much for stopping by to talk with us, man. I'm really glad you won your group. I hope you're happy. Do you have, I guess, any final words for your fans, for where they find you, etc.?
For anybody out there, you can follow me at Ruff_SC2 for Twitter. I usually tweet only when I'm streaming, and you can also find my stream at Ruff13 on Twitch. And so if you guys are interested in a lot of these crazy builds, and I'm usually top 30 GM or higher, you find a lot of fun games against a lot of good players. I'm sure you guys would like that stuff.
Cool. Well, thanks again for stopping by with us, man. Best of luck with the rest of Copa America, and I look forward to casting more of your games throughout the season. But as I say before, we got to hop into this game real quick, so take care, and we'll see you later.
All right. Peace out.
Bye-bye. I just hung up on both of them. Oops. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to hang up on both of you. Messed up a little bit there, but okay, we're in the lobby. We're good to go. Can you just type to them? We're good to go. Oh, they're already starting with us. There we go. All right, guys. Sorry for the delay. Hop into this. Nope. Next match. It's worth noting, again, through this small amount of delay, this is game number 2 coming up between these two players, guys. So, hop into map intro. See you shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to Copa America. This is game number 2 in this best of 3. It's the finals of the finals here for the qualifier number 4 that took place yesterday. This will determine seeding, group stages, etc. moving forward with Copa America. And, well, let's just hop into it. Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map. He's currently up 1 at the moment from No Dice Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, the red Zerg player, Cham.
In the upper left, as the blue Zerg, it is Root Catz.
Uh-oh.
That's odd.
There's the Brazilian stream that just cut out, so hopefully it's not a rehost. We've had so many troubles getting the lobby up, I'm actually kind of scared if we tried to rehost.
Well, I think everything is just going down. I mean, you saw that the profiles weren't working, the portraits weren't working anymore, the leagues weren't working anymore.
Too dangerous to Alright, I'm gonna type it. Well, we'll give this a moment. We got no official calls so far, so we'll just assume the game is continuing as normal. Now, it's worth noting, guys, Catz played a really good game number 1. There were so many situations where we called it like, oh my god, you know, Cham got screwed in that one engagement, but you got to remember, all of that boiled back down to Catz opening with an 8 pool. You're asking for trouble with cheese. But on the other side of the field, Cham played a really solid defense. He held up pretty well. And it might be too dangerous to... I'm not trying to be rude, but with how many issues we had getting into this lobby, I do feel like a remake would be a scary thing. But we have persevered. Copa America has beaten out the bugs, the lag, and the battle nets. And the best thing is, we're not even that far off of schedule. In fact, I think we're actually still par for the course.
Awesome.
You seem super impressed.
I'm not really that impressed that we're on schedule.
Okay, fair enough. It's like, what, to be expected?
It's really hard to impress me, apparently.
I've learned this. You know what? Over 6 months, I have learned this.
It's more like just, you know, we had so much time where we had to wait for the next beginning at like top of the hour to start that, you know, if we were just going like one at a time, I figured it would go a lot faster.
Well, I'm more impressed about this because oftentimes you set schedules for things, and I know this from firsthand experience and from casting with multiple tournaments. And very rarely do you find yourself on schedule. So maybe I'm just a little bit more, I guess, cynical outside of it. Makes me more impressed by the simplest things here. Regardless of what's happening outside of it, though, guys, we've got a fairly standard game coming up with these guys. Gas has been taken from Catz. Alternatively, Cham is playing gasless. He's sending a couple links across the map now, but the rush distances on this map really play against going aggressive with slow lings.
Yes.
Oh, although, okay, Catz did see the ones sneaking out south. So that didn't go completely unscouted. He saw 2, looks like scouting, and if Cham had been 1 second faster, Catz may not have seen those. But if he's looking at the minimap for even a second, the red blip was there.
8 lings is just, you know, that are only used to get a scout later on. You could potentially snipe a queen or get a few drones if they don't scout it. He scouted it, and it's kind of like Catz actually may think that it's more than it is. It's only 8 lings. There's not even speed coming up behind this, but he's afraid that it is going to be like a 2-base attack with speed lings.
Odd start to the engagement here for Cham. I like that Catz canceled that spine car, though, recognizing that that wasn't necessary.
Me too. Now Cham does get a scout. That was almost guaranteed with this. The queens had to move.
Oh, you're gonna be so
sees
cool.
the Evo chamber in the Baneling Nest.
I would actually love if that Evo chamber was a fake. That'd be really cool if he fakes out +1. I don't think he's going to, but
Is there really a reason to, though? Like, is the defense any different if they have a Carapace or not?
it does put more emphasis on the defense, though, right? Instead of just lazily making one spine car, 3 queens, maybe it's the difference of the evolution chamber wall or not.
Ooh. Oh, he's getting +1 melee weapons. We've been seeing Carapace more often. And sometimes they wouldn't even attack with Carapace. They would just be like, well, you know, whatever. It helps my roaches too, so let me go into a normal game.
I kind of like the melee weapons because it'll lead into like definite Ling wins with the fights. And I guess it's kind of cool because on the off chance that Cham also went for a Carapace upgrade or something, then that would counteract that. But
I don't think I've seen a single game where both players got the single Evo chamber to counteract.
yeah, no, I'm just saying like if there had been a blind situation. I don't know. Catz is pretty much, he's dedicating to this though, and this to me just screams that he's not going to let this go to Roach versus Roach. He's not going to let this go to that late game scenario that he just lost, and he's going to take the game under his control, under his command, with a lot of Lings in a moment's time. In fact, go for 3rd hatchery, but still droning. I was expecting to start cutting at this point.
Yeah, I've seen this attack at least once where they just, you know, they made a bunch of Lings and they tried to kill them outright with no Banelings, which is not something we're used to seeing, but can work. And then there's the other way where they either see it doesn't work or that wasn't their plan to begin with, and they go into Spire. And with Spire, if you want to like dedicate a lot to it, you can get a lot of Lings and try and upgrade those. It's not a style that, like, you know, helps you out in the long game, because of course +1 melee weapons is not going to be useful in Roach vs. Roach Wars.
Well, that is a lot of Zerglings coming out. Oddly enough, we've seen Lings take on the little amount of Roaches, right? The +1 weapons is going to be really cool to see. I have no idea. Like, we need to get Ruff back on here for his, like, mathematics to see just how well that would be. Execute. That's a kill, not a cancel, though. Oof.
Yeah. Did you see how many Lings there were? Now, that's like, even if he saw that amount of Lings, it's not necessarily saying, like, it's, well, okay, never mind. He saw the +1 weapons, that's right, so. Oh, he canceled it. Oh, no, I finished. Okay.
You're getting like, so excited.
Like, why?
The cancel would be an interesting move, but there's too many Roaches. This is not enough of the Lings to get that surround. Maybe if the Spine Car wasn't here to try to run past this, but there's just too much range is the problem.
Yeah.
Back at home, Catz. Oh my god, he's gonna be so late to his own Roaches. He's going for weapon upgrades, which means he's gonna have less Roaches in general.
Yes. Okay, so I think what happened here was that since he scouted that it was going to be gasless, he assumed that Cham was going to play that slow, steady, get 4 Roaches, get a 3rd, get my economy going, and instead what Cham does is go for the Roach attack.
He's going to surround the queens in the middle of the map, and he's going to be able to go for a counterattack, because Cham, even if he goes for the Glial Constitution, he can't respond at home in time. I think if Cat's been aggressive with these Lings, it'd be a lot better than defensive. Like, he should have just done that 5 spine crawler at the top of the ramp trick, maybe sacked a base or something, but maybe not sack a base. But I don't know, he's not getting a lot done. I thought he was going to go to the mineral lines for sure with this.
Yeah. Catz is trying to defend on the home front. His Roaches pop out just in time. I mean, seriously.
The drone pull seems a little bit unnecessary, guys, but it was absolutely the difference in him winning that fight or not. Because now Cham doesn't have enough to fight with. Roach count is 10 to 15, but of course 5 of those Roaches are back on the other side of the field, / defending.
Yeah, he's got to kill this 3rd. His 3rd was not able to get up, so if he doesn't kill his 3rd,
it happens to everybody.
And loses the Roaches, that's terrible.
Okay, well, it looks like he will get this in.
Oh no!
Oh,
oh no! Oh no!
I kind of feel like focusing it down would be better. He's gonna lose the Roaches anyways.
Yeah, you're gonna lose the. No, it's clear you're not gonna win the Roach fight. Okay, he targets.
Okay, he waits at the last second. If there had been 1 transfuse on this hatchery, this would have lived. The last breath.
That was that close.
Yeah, the last breath.
Wow. Okay, so even though he did get the 3rd, and that's great because he doesn't have a 3rd either, he also lost all his Roaches for almost none of Catz, and that could be a big problem. Counterattack from Catz is strong. Has to come back to deal with this though. Buys Cham enough time to get his Roaches. And his double upgrades, so yeah, usually if it's going to be like a passive game when they go for gasless and then the Roach and then the 3rd base, they have their double upgrades far ahead of their opponent. Cham, you know, didn't go for those because he went for this attack.
You know what I find most shocking about this actually is not the Roaches or anything like that, but and not even the aggression, but the fact that it's the aggression on these spawn locations or way station. It couldn't be further away. It couldn't be slower for the attacks. There's not creep in the middle of the map. But both these players are taking like these huge treks across the map to do a little bit of damage and hope that they've got enough numbers. But let's be honest, that's 2 rounds of roaches that'll spawn in the time it takes a roach to leave the main and go to...
It might have been the difference in Cham's attack doing a lot of damage versus doing almost none.
Well, Catz is actually not able to attack into this. Spinecrawler and the roach numbers are a little too high. This is a map, by the way, where I feel there's so rare situations where you can justify getting a Nidus, not for cheese, but for positioning. But this would be one of those maps. And actually beyond that too, if we see a massive roach investment, the same thing goes with the Nidus Worm, you could actually take the island bases with it, but you know, Rift get island bases, let's not get too excited. I'll never get an island-based map. Not gonna happen.
No. If this goes to an island-based map, I will give you $10.
Oh, I could buy some ice creams with that.
You can buy 2 subscriptions to Twitch.
Oh,
No.
making this relevant, are you? Alright, Roachcan's gonna start over here, but it's not looking so good for Catz. Not only the upgrade's not in his favor, he doesn't have the numbers either, and Cham is just absolutely wrecking. He's gonna get that 3rd. Catz did try and take a 4th, and that's where the primary focus is, but it's not like this was a bait 3rd. He was just trying to get ahead.
Catz with that useless upgrade. You're so useless.
You know, I kind of wish he would throw some links in this, though, honestly. Like, not a lot, like maybe 10. Maybe the cannon fodder he really needs, but trying to fight this fight, the good fights, he's not going to have the numbers. I think reinforcements would have made this a lot easier on him. He may just end up holding this in the end, though. Yeah, he's going to beat this back. But more roaches coming across the map for Cham. It's weird, reinforcements are hitting reinforcements. Never do you really see this in Roach Wars. Oftentimes it's just the 2 armies colliding.
Well, again, the defender's advantage comes into effect here, especially on such a long map where we see both players going for the creep spread, where sometimes we just see one player go for it, or neither play go for it. If they're really dedicated, if they really still want to be aggressive on this long map and both of them continue to creep spread, it would be so funny if you saw it keep touch, yeah.
Cham is pushing forward a little bit with the roaches, but I think we're going to be in that same weird trap again. Catz is going ventral sex. Oftentimes a misclick, but knowing Catz, this could be intentional. Probably not, though. But he is close up the overlords here, so that might actually be very much on purpose. I don't know how he would plan to utilize this, though, because to go for drops, it would take a lot of like...
island base.
Perhaps.
Am I going to owe you $10?
Maybe.
Damn it, Catz.
No, I think honestly though, this was meant to be drops, but the problem is even if you go for drops, you segment so much of your roach army away, Cham's counterattack's only that much stronger. Well, he's definitely gonna let this complete. Unit counting station right now, guys. 45 versus 42 roaches, but Catz has more because it's on this side of the field. There's 2 awkward hydralisks in this army for Cham, though. I don't know why. No muscular augments. He does have group spines.
I don't know. I think maybe he's... Well, let's just wait and see. It's about to finish in 10 seconds.
Like, this was intentional. He had like 7 overloads grouped up. I'm pretty sure he's planning to use them like actual drops, but it's just weird because I can't fathom how he planned to do it. I guess if Cham played really, really passive and he found that he had like 7 roaches free, he could try and do it. Cat's getting supply blocked.
You knew. You get super supply blocked if he tries to drop on top of a Hydralis army.
Yeah, that's not going to go well. But he's going to move the roaches over, and he's definitely going to try and do this. So he loads them up. I mean, it really only takes 4 roaches behind the mineral line to snipe off drones. In fact, I think it's 3 to one-shot them. So, I mean, this small hit squad, as strange as it may seem, could kill an entire drone line if Cham's busy fighting in the middle of the map, not focusing on what's at home.
We saw in ZVZ, it was Jaedong versus, I forget who. Jaedong tried to go for drops because it was like a Swarm host game. It was really, really long. And like the overlords would run into spore crawlers because Meatless were on the field at one point, and they would die before they could unload the banelings.
Actually, baneling drops would be cool to go over top the Hydralisks. Doubt that would happen.
Yeah, maybe over the roaches since they're so clumped up. I've seen that like a long time ago.
Well,
but it was cool.
The ninja roaches get in here. They are starting to pick off drones. They've already killed the queen. So let's assume Catz has got 4 less roaches. The thing is, he's still got a massive roach lead on the other side of the field. The Hydra's DPS in the droves of 19 are really scary. The problem is they're very soft. They're not very good and they're glass cannony in that regard. But if the roaches can break the roaches will break the hydras. Banelings are coming in too to try and get some connects, but oh, Catz actually brought the roaches home from his attack. Was that just like an F2A move situation? I don't know, but gets a big concave here on the start. Banelings will pass the roaches into the Hydralisk, but they don't get those good connects. However, as we see, Hydralisks don't have a lot of health, and Catz is going to chew through Cham.
Whoa, a 70 ling resupply. Why is actually my question.
He's got those +1 weapons.
Oh, no, he's going to make it in the Banelings. That's right. So...
no, but he's also got +1 weapons.
Oh, that too. Hey, look at that.
Let's not forget about that.
He has so much gas and minerals that these could, like, I don't know if all of them could be Banelings, but, like, a good half. Wow, that could be really dangerous. So... I don't know about the ventral sacks. I still don't know if that was really worthwhile. It was just extra gas going someplace that didn't seem to do a whole lot. But this Roach Baneling attack can be so powerful. If it fails miserably, you dedicated way too much gas. But it is so powerful that I don't know if it's going to fail. You know what? Infestors... Because this is a... Okay, last time we've seen these attack, this Roach Baneling attack, it happened a lot sooner than 21 minutes. If Infestors were out, I don't think you should do it.
Okay, so 10 Banelings available. A lot more on the way. I mean, these will break the roaches. But I kind of feel like if Catz had just remaxed on roaches, he would have also broken the roaches, you know?
Well, he's breaking them so harshly right now. Like, the Roach Baneling will just completely destroy. Whereas in a Roach versus Roach fight, that takes so long that they just remax, you know? They have a bank too.
Well, it's even roaches versus even roaches. The Banelings are going to really determine how big of a difference this fight makes. I kind of feel like Cham could segment a couple of roaches. Yeah, do exactly what he just did. Like 2 at a time, just snipe them off.
Think like a Terran right now. Just saying.
Split? Or
Go
you
set
mean
us up. Go for the
balance
split.
wine? Alright, full round coming off here. This is going to be a great concave here for Cham, but he splits pretty nicely, actually. Spreads decently, but the roach numbers are going to tell the tale of this battle, and Catz still has a pretty decisive lead. But the reinforcements for Cham are going to be here so much faster than that of Catz. Recognizing this, he chooses to disengage and falls back once again.
Don't forget that Cham has consistently had at least one upgrade lead.
That is true. 2-2 versus 2-1.
So, you know, every time it's really, really close like this, you know, defensive advantage, especially on such a big map, but also that single upgrade really helping out.
You know what, though? Catz has also been on 4 bases for a very long time, whereas Cham's been stuck on 3. He's only just now gotten his own 4th base up. So this economy, this weight that Catz has been kind of thrown around is because he's been able to afford it off of that extra base.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the bank really isn't that different, although Catz is making a lot more gas. Surprising. Well, that's because Cham just used it on 6 Infestors. But because Catz, I think, is going for the more suicidal, you know, Banelings, that's why he has, you know, not that big of a bank.
I love that phrasing, but you're not incorrect. Here's the reason Banelings don't get utilized, though, guys, right now. Infestors coming in from Cham. One fungal growth cripples these to death, and they can't connect anything.
It is so late. I mean, I really like this Roach Baneling thing that's been happening lately, but it attacks so much sooner than when Infestors should be out. But at 24 minutes,
you know what, though?
Can imagine they're on the way.
If he sees the Infestors, he might load these up into the Overlords.
The Overlords will get fungled.
Yeah, they just unload the Banelings, which aren't fungled, and roll them forward.
Okay, I mean, either way, potentially the Banelings can't chase them down. Yes, that would be cool to see.
It would be cool, and if there's one guy who's all about cool, it's Catz. He's the coolest cat around.
Oh, is that why you named yourself that?
I don't know. Samurai piece of cats. Oh yeah. Alright, Roland gets a decent connect to start. Lots of the fungal growths have been exhausted already, and Catz has very intentionally left these Banelings in the back. Problem is, he's given away a lot of his army for absolutely no return. Gets some decent Baneling connects. There we go. That's going to start this off. Now with the Roach lead heavily in his favor, 41/29, he should be able to muscle through this and take out the Hydras, take out the Infestors that have no energy left, nothing else to come in, and Catz is once again making 31 more Roaches behind this.
Catz really doesn't have enough to take care of this. He's taking all the Hydralisks, though, which are the more expensive, and all the Infestors are also going down. Oh, how do those Infestors turn out to be so useless? Did they get any good fungals?
No, the fungals are great. Like, they forced the fight. Catz would never have fought. He never would have backed up and split. But while this was going on, he also sent Roaches over to this base, so he's going to burrow them. Again, with the drops from that Overlord. Such clever tactics.
So many of them seem to miss, and then, of course, he also missed the most important part, which was fungling the Banelings. The Banelings got really good hits on a lot of Roaches.
That is true. I think he didn't prioritize that because he wasn't thinking that the Banelings would be that big of a threat, but you know, for Catz, I'm just waiting for that engagement where he wraps them from behind. Surprise Hydralisks right, you know, just shoot them right into the Hydras. Second those go down, he just doesn't have the Roach count. But it's worth noting Catz still at an upgrade deficit. Finally has his level 2 armor upgrades starting up. But look at how many roaches Cham has left here to deal with the 4 that he knows are burrowed. This is so much of his army segmented away from Katz's attack down here to the south.
A lot more infestors did come out for Cham. They're catching up, I think. 2 Fungals do go
that's
down.
a good one.
Oh, they get right on top of the. Still though, they get on top of the Hydralisk.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Hydras, they've got no health. With 80 health, they get volleyed down so quickly. Even the Infestor's a little bit guilty of this. And with the segmented roaches staying at that 3rd, it was necessary because there's no overseers, but this costs him the fight.
Some roaches mixed in there that were kind of hard to see if they were Catz or not, but they were Chams, and Catz does have to pull back. Again, Catz had a better economy, but he was also using what was technically worst units. You know, roaches, sticking on just roaches, and the banelings. You know, you can only, you know, have 50 banelings every so often.
Oh!
No, my $10.
Oh!
No!
Please, 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 Catz!
No!
He's got the
Can't
money
kill
for it.
him.
He just dropped it off. Yes! Yes! Copa America, ladies and gentlemen! I cast the Eastern Team Stir Cup, I cast Go for StarCraft, hell, I cast Zotac Cups, and I don't get to see this stuff. But finally, in Copa America, we get a proper island base. Now, it's worth noting, you guys were called, but Rifkin, there was that Swarm Host game you cast with island bases. That one doesn't count. I've wiped that one from my memory, alright? That game just made me so angry that it, like, raged away. But there are Baneling drops coming. And while the roaches have only succeeded in killing about 3 or 4 drones every time they attack, these banelings will wipe the mineral line.
One spore crawler.
So do I just invoice you on PayPal, or how do you want to do this? Just buy me a beer at like Anaheim, something like that. All right.
Yeah, I'll buy something in Anaheim. It could be neat to forget.
What am I going to really collect them $10 for an island base? No, the island base was payment enough. Anyways, banelings are going to load here, and Catz is about to get some pretty darn good kills.
Oh no.
Well, actually, those were terrible connects.
Yeah, they weren't that great.
Well, trucking through the middle of the map. Cham, he's got a pretty darn scary looking army. Catz is not maxed out. He's actually got a lot in these overlords, and we're gonna see paint drops out of the overlords. I'm calling it right now. He's gonna go for the hydras. He's gonna try and bypass the fungals. He'll go for the heart of the roaches if given the opportunity.
Catz is doing work with what should have been like a less evolved composition.
Right? Like, you look at Catz, and you can't help but wonder, like, is he really trying with this composition? It's so weird, it's so out of the ordinary, but...
It's usually so, like, you know, short-sighted.
Yeah.
1 or 2 attacks, and then, well, you either won or you didn't, but he's still going with it.
Well, for the first time in this game, we're going to engage him with 2-2, but here comes the Baneling drops on top of the Hydralisks! It doesn't do
some damage. Did it do enough damage?
It does. I think it did. Most of the Hydras are gone. Now it's just roaches versus roaches. 32 versus 38. Catz has got defender's advantage. The infestors are exhausted at this point. There's no infested terrors. There's no fungal growth, and Catz is going to clean this up. A very huge army. Look at the supply difference. Even with the remakes coming, Catz takes a very decisive win. Oh my god, everything I've been asking for this game. It's like it's Christmas. It's Zerg Christmas for Rifkin. Thank you, Santa Catz.
So you should be thanking Santa Claus.
Claus, I see it. Like, that was so bad, but so good. The best part is, you know, he's actually getting away with this island base. Cham's not going to scout this for a long time. He's got no reason to.
Island base too. It's not just like, oh, I built a hatch over here. No, he's like droning on it. You got a queen on it.
Get queen.
Why would you get a queen on it? You're not going to be able to use the production.
A lot of friend checks for more drones, obviously.
I'm sorry.
But you know
you're
what?
Right.
You know, hang on though. This is actually something we haven't addressed. Look at Cham's vision. He doesn't have Overlord spread. He doesn't have creep spread all over the map. Whereas Catz, he's had complete vision of every bitty part of the map for the majority of this game. Roach is unloading over here towards the south, and Cham, you know, I can't even wonder, like, where do you take a fifth? Like, this is the only base that seems viable to me as the game starts mining out. How awkward would that be, though, if he actually brought one Overlord with a drone over to Katz's base? Or hell, even if it Nidus did?
Oh, whoopsie. Well, what's so surprising is that Cham would not think of the island bases after seeing the Roach or the Baneling drops. You know, you gotta start connecting like drops, island bases, and then you gotta go check it.
Well, this game has gone a very strange way for ZVZ. What I find most fantastic, though, is both players still on this 2-2, despite Hive for Cham. Casper's doesn't have a Hive, but
it's just got to mention that.
Well, no, but that's what I like. Like, we're not seeing this weird, like, for Cham. I would say honestly, just go Ultras. You probably win versus what Catz has been doing. Because what's it, Banelings against Ultras? Let me tell you, that's gonna go. But I think again, there's not been Swarm Hosts, there's not been Brood Lords. We've just had this constant Roach battle. It's been the same units for both players: Roach, Hydra, and Fester for one, Banelings and Roaches for the other. And we're getting to see the pros and the cons of both.
Well, now Catz is evolving past his brute force composition, getting some infestors
Consume essence.
to really help out.
Okay, well, we got Roach drops coming down once again, but these... What point is killing the drones at this point? This base is mined out. Like, Catz, congratulations. By the time you finally did damage, the base was fully mined out.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
What happened to his drones? Did he transfer? He had some in Overlords. I know he...
Yeah, there's an Overlord over the island base that has drones in it.
Oh, yeah, he just hasn't unloaded them yet.
Yeah. This is kind of Cham's last hurrah.
Ooh.
He's losing everything in all of his
Catz-
bases. Oh, well, the infestors.
He goes for infested Terrans, but the army... I feel like this is too spread out for the Banelings to be that effective.
Whoa, you're right. That is the case. And he's just destroying the Roach. Well, that last few Banelings.
Okay, the last Banelings were really good on top of the Hydras as well. Roaches just need to bide their time. He's got Spine Crawlers, he's got drones, he's got the Zerglings he can throw into the mix. Army supply difference really not that big right now. And let's not forget, no matter how much damage Catz takes, he has an island base mining. So as all these drones start dying, it looks like the end of the world, but it's really not. In fact, he could bring the Overlords over probably and save a majority of these.
Yeah, he could. He could.
Oh, but he's got to regroup his whole army. He doesn't have it all selected. There we go. Now selected, all coming at the same time. Drones, aplenty. I think he's recognized his opponent's out of money at this point after killing that base. That his opponent's also starving. The difference is Catz is not. He's got plenty of food. He's got plenty of minerals. He's got plenty of money behind this. And he should be able to wipe out the army of Cham, and in doing so, eventually just max out and win.
Well, some of those units from Cham are just fighting larva. Not helpful at all. Did he never get Burrow? Oh, he never got Burrow. These constantly Catz has not had an overseer.
I think Catz just won the game. He had a small run by towards the south while this was going on too. He killed this base at the same time, and he's granted he's mining rather efficiently off of this base. They're both on one base economy, but the difference is Cham has quite literally no way of reaching Katz's. He finds it now later. One of those moments where you're like, oh wow, oh wow.
Yeah, Catz has about 20 army supply lead. It's so...
This looks like a fight that would be happening at the 12-minute mark, not the 40-minute mark.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Catz is barely going to win this out, and there's also some reinforcements coming in. Cham has lost this game. Catz just making Roach Baneling work for a good 20 minutes. 25 minutes.
What makes me so much happier about this means we'll go to game number 3. There's not a lot of players you could do ZVZ and get cheery about a third game for, but... These two would be the rare instance where you get hyped for game number 3 in what is otherwise a boring Roach War. GG is called. GG is thrown down. Catz evens up the series now 1-1. Oh, man. Just gonna go type up that invoice right now real quick before we get into the next game. Hopefully we don't have any issues with this lobby. I do feel really bad for the was it the Brazilian stream? Pedroca, I think? Was it someone lagged out of that game? I thought that was gonna be a quick one, but hopefully we don't have issues remaking. My fingers are crossed, because that was a big problem getting into that first game. But we'll see if No Dice Gaming's Cham or Root Gaming's Catz can close the series out here. Take it 2-1. But you guys will find out after this quick commercial break. Last game of the day on the way. Don't go anywhere, because this one decides it all. We'll see you guys very shortly. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for watching those commercials for us. We have a small issue with the map creation once again. This was a... Wait, what did I get lead? We're just like tossing our leader. I give it to Catz. We don't quite know what's going on with these lobby issues, but the last game is coming up. We're all here. We're all ready to go. It's just an issue of not knowing the map or how to get it. I don't know what the deal is with everyone playing hot potato with leader, but I gave it to you. I guess what's the map? No one knows what the third map is. None of the admins do. I just gave it to Catz because I figured he would know what the third map is. I gave Catz leader. Figured he would know what the third map is. So hopefully we'll get this game going in a second. I guess the lobby issues combined with no one knowing what the map was is causing this to be slightly delayed. But yeah, Cham versus Catz, the finale. We'll be finishing up here in a moment. With any luck, we'll be able to grab one of these two fine gentlemen to have a closing interview with us. But I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I know it's not. We weren't really asked to do it. I hope we're not going to get in trouble for having done them. But it's kind of cool grabbing a couple of the players to get their thoughts on the series and the upcoming Copa America.
There's just too much complaining in the official casters chat, so the map order was like bumped out of the chat.
Well, I mean, I messaged Catz to let him know. I didn't just put it in party chat, like slide him leader. Like, I hope he picks up on this, like all passive aggressive or whatever. Like I straight up said, hey, I don't know what the deal is to ever play hot potato, but here you go. Like, I feel like at this point we could probably just make a map, and like the players are like, no, this isn't the map, it's supposed to be Frost. And it's like, oh, okay, problem solved. No problem. But guys, while we're waiting on the break here, I don't know how many of you speak multiple languages. If there's a lot of you here on the English stream, I imagine that don't speak primarily English. But for Copa America, there is a Facebook group, there is a Twitter, and all these wonderful things down below here on the Twitch page. If you scroll down and check them out. But if you do us the kindest favor, of course, go ahead and make sure to follow the channel. So you're live here with every other broadcast that we do. Zombie Grub and I will be the two paired up for every English stream. Lest be, I don't know, a lightning strike or a power outage or something. Knock on wood. Before any of that happens. But every Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, we'll be ready to rock and roll with more Copa America for you all. Of course, we do come from a chat channel called Base Trade TV. We'll love if you guys could join us over there sometime as well. But to do a little bit of self-advertising while we're waiting, guys, you can find our Twitters listed below our names here. I'm at Riff_Kings. She is ZG Gaming. And, yeah, we're about ready to go. SC2 game _server _error. Well, we know the map's merry-go-round now. We're making progress. Uh-oh. Someone's hoping you notice them, Senpai. Astra Morbis. Jessica Zambuga Chernega. Will you marry Milk? It just like died there, man. I don't know what happened. I feel bad. Astra Morbis, are you alright? Can someone call 911 for this guy? think he just got death noted or something.
This Catz on his keyboard.
Actually, did you know that stupid Candlejack meme?
Did you see my comment in the party chat? It's pretty good. Vaguely. I can't really remember it.
Oh, hey, are you feeling a little salty there, Zombie Grub? Is that getting seasoned up here for that zombie that's gonna eat you? No, I kind of feel... Why? Why am I host again? Okay, whatever. Incoming. Can you not correct me in front of other people? It's embarrassing. I mean, like, I just hit create game. This didn't seem like it was that difficult. Okay, well, they don't call me one-shot Rifkin for nothing. Here we are in the lobby for merry-go-round. Oh my goodness. So guys, what's happening right now is a series of unfortunate events. I gave you hosts. I don't have added to... Wow, okay, so I wish I could just show BattleNet chat to you guys. Like, Zombie Grub is a really mean person. When we're trying to get things done in a productive manner, she's just sitting here saying things like, Rifkin smells. Thanks a lot, I guess.
No one believes you. No one thinks I'm that immature.
Well, now everyone thinks I smell. That's the worst part. I wear a lot of deodorant to cover up. No. Okay. I don't know if Catz knows these hosts, though, is the problem here. This is perhaps a mistake on my part, assuming that this would go smoothly by passing the pro player lobby host. Why are you rifking? Why? What are you doing it now? Okay. How do I ignore somebody in like totally unrelated? How do I ignore somebody here on on BattleNet? Just squelch?
Just right click.
So close to this last game! So close! This is more intense than the game! Like, does Catz have me on ignore or something?
This is taking the longest time. If you thought you want to ignore, you couldn't message him. This is the longest. Like, everyone's ready to go. Balance no longer, like, not, like, being cool. And it's taking the longest time. Just
well, in fairness, it feels longer than it is. It's only been like 5 minutes, but...
We played the game, but we didn't announce a winner.
Yeah, you guys, what you don't know is we missed the game and it's been played out. We were just buying time, you bunch of suckers.
Wait, how do you... Oh, there's like only one loser in Hot Potato, isn't there? There's one winner.
Yeah, it's whoever gets the potato. It's like duck, 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 goose.
I guess Catz lost.
Well, you just invited him to the party! Invite him to the game! Just the game. Oh, okay, we got a different host now. I don't know how to get into this, guys. Thanks for sticking through this with us all, by the way. Does Rifkin have a girlfriend or a wife? Yes, her name is Casting, and her sister's name is StarCraft2. Actually, that kind of weird. One of those things that was way cooler in my head than when I said it out loud. But alright guys, Copa America continues. I promise you we didn't actually miss the game. We're currently in lobby just waiting for this to get ready to rock and roll. And thank you for sticking with us through the downtime. We're not going to blare any commercials unless this turns into like another 10 minutes. I'm really hoping it does not. But if it does, we'll try and keep it commercial free to keep you guys updated with what is going on. But at the moment, it's not just us. I mean, you go to Reddit, you go to Team Liquid, there's a lot of problems with the North American Battle.net server today. It's just really unfortunate it happened at the same time as Copa America. Why are we leaving the lobby? What's going on now? I give up.
Invite him.
I give up at this point. Okay, I'm gonna create a game and try to invite people from there. I left the party. I'm a rebel. Let's see if this works.
You're gonna break everything.
I am in a lobby. Confirmed. I am in a lobby. I am just now going to start inviting everybody I can to this lobby. I just don't know why we're going through the party route.
It was the only way to make it work in the beginning.
Can you suggest me Catz and Cham or anything? Like, able to go to match history by chance? Okay.
There. Got it.
I just feel like
suggest them. Why can't I suggest?
Because they've just both been suggested.
Oh, okay. I was trying to go like.
I don't understand why this was so difficult. I literally just left the party and I invited everybody, and now everyone's joining the lobby, and this doesn't need to take so long. But we're ready to rock and roll. So I hope you guys are ready to go. We're just about ready to go for merry-go-round. I don't have the map intro set up, but we're gonna get it set up right now. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a sec. I hope there's no casters missing. Because if there are, too freaking bad. Alright, Cham says he's ready. We're just waiting on Catz. Okay. Finally. Ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. The final game begins for actual. The beeping signifies that it's real. See you guys here in a sec. Don't say something like that!
It's happening, like whether or not you want it to.
I don't even know if they can hear you. Like, we're back on the caster screen for a second, are we? There's an extended load screen right now, guys, which means chances are one of the players or the casters is going to drop out of this game. For goodness gracious sake, I really hope we don't rehost. Nothing against the other casters. It's just one of those things where, you know, when you spend upwards of 15 minutes getting into a game, you just, you know, you put the time and the effort. Your life was poured into this game. I like the faces you're making right now. These are the faces I imagine that you would make in like a Swarm host game. You're like an hour in, you're waiting for something to happen, and you're just like, come on, come on. Okay, well, we'll go to the game screen to save. Let's not recover a bit of face here.
Puns. Saving me a bit of face.
Oh man, that was an accidental pun. Yes! I love when those actually happen instead of the bad on purpose ones. But, yes, this is a load screen. Your eyes don't deceive you. Somebody has lagged out, and I'm just... It's like a Russian roulette moment where everyone's just, I hope it's not me. I hope the bullet's not in my chamber. Pow. But okay, here we go. Hysteria! Okay, that was actually an admin, not a caster. Yeah. So we are good to go. Yes. No need to remake. Oh, it's Thunderdome time. We find ourselves on merry-go-round, ladies and gentlemen, for the last game of the day, the last best of 3, and quite frankly, the ace match between these two in the winner's series. Spawning here in the top left corner, Root Gaming, Root for Root, the founder of the team, Catz.
The bottom position has the blue Zerg.
It's Cham.
It's Cham.
So it's like the equivalent of a kill steal right there. The intro steal. Snipes.
Kill steal, bro. That would have been mine.
Nice KS noob. L2P. Do you ever think Marines ever say that? It's like, dude, you killed that Zergling.
Kill steal. Like.
That was my gold, man.
You say Marines in StarCraft 2 terms, but the question is like, do actual Marines?
Oh wow, we're gonna make this like real life Marines, like go into a war zone, like, oh, I got the sniper, I just saved our unit. Yeah, whatever, nice kill steal, dick. Wow, do not make fun of our veterans. They keep the country. Yo, I'm not even American. They keep your country safe. I have one guy in the army over here in Canada. He owns the canoe.
And he rides a moose.
Well, okay, so I guess there's two people in the army then. No, being Canadian sucks. But we do have a fairly early pool coming out of Catz this time. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're making bad jokes, but I think this was a 13 pool. If you 13 pool with gas, this doesn't have to be banelings. More often than not, this actually ends up being speedlings. But it's worth noting, Cham also went for a fairly early pool. The difference is he doesn't have gas associated with it. And now I wait for Zombie Grip to speak.
Okay. I'm getting like giggle fits today. I don't know what's up with that.
It's like, I can't deal with.
The later it becomes, the more hilarious we are.
Well, I love that, by the way. Like, you can keep a straight face to like the dumbest jokes, the worst things through Swarm host games that are an hour long, but we have like a 5-minute lobby delay and you lose it. Like, you just fall apart.
It's so true.
They're gonna give me giggle fits. Stop it! We're supposed to be casting StarCraft 2. We're not hanging out on Skype. But okay, banliness are gonna come down to the Catz. Now, or banliness is gonna come down to the Catz, I should say. This is something that was a possibility, but he's gonna be pairing this up with his gas. This makes this incredibly more volatile, but this also makes this incredibly more all-in. And due to the spawn locations, Cham will actually scout this pretty nicely with that Overlord. So he sees the lings coming. He's got his own lings that'll be out here. For Cham, it does come down to simply holding, which is nice, but that's the problem at the same time. It's not as simple as that.
Alright, so Cham, I think he realizes that this is going to be some type of like all-in, not just the 10 pool, you know, where you try and do something and then back off. So he's gonna get the Baneling Nest before speed, which is super safe. It's the way to go.
I like that he intentionally took the low health Zerglings as well to turn them into Banelings. It's like it's a small detail, but it's the most efficient way to use the low health on them. Oh, but this speed is gonna be so annoying to contend with. This looks like a 13, like this, to Cham, I'm sure he thinks 13 pool speed, no problem. Oh, surprise, guess what? It's also Banelings. Crap, time to spread. Oh my god, he's gonna get such good connects here. Goes off on the Queen with splash damage, takes out a majority of these lings, and will speed. Metabolic boost gives no inherent damage bonus to Zerglings. It gives them positional advantages. He's going to get a couple Banelings of his own up here on top of the ramp, but it's going to cost him the Queen. One Baneling's heading towards that mineral line, but Catz is going to kill so many drones right now. Look at these, 1 health away, 1 shot from dead. Baneling is going to do tons of damage here. 4 workers killed so far, but Catz has actually evened this up. The problem is, his opponent's got a hatchery over him. This usually doesn't...
Counterattack. Whoa, were those Banelings in the main?
Oh, oh wow, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. He must have snuck 2 lings in there a long time ago and then, you know, realized he had the Baneling Nest.
It only got 1 kill.
Okay, that's interesting.
So if that was 2 Banelings, it was the worst 2 Banelings ever.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, now he has his own Banelings. You know, Catz still has speed.
I like this micro.
As long as you have Banelings in key positions, it's good.
It's such a small detail. You don't see enough Zerg players do that, but pulling back 1 ling at a time. That was the difference of losing 2 drones, or 2 lings versus none. Some more Banelings are going to go off, unfortunately, on that 1 ling that was coming up the ramp. But Catz, he knows he's got to do damage here. He can't simply disengage. That's the problem, because he doesn't have the money to throw a hatchery down just yet, and his opponent's still a whole base over him.
Yeah, and still not that low on drones. It's 12 to 11. Cham was getting, you know, he's gonna have an increasingly easier time defending this. Not because his speed is gonna finish anytime soon, it won't, but he'll be able to afford more Banelings to cover more of his base than just this one that has the ability catching up.
You know what? When you said this wasn't going to work for Catz, I had doubts, but this is starting to look better and better for Cham holding on to this. Picking off 1 Baneling at a time going to be crucial. Speed still the biggest advantage Catz is going for him, and that's such a dangerous move. He didn't know when those would pop, but they popped just 1 second too late. Gets into the main once again. Drone's going to stack up. No Banelings here. Sneaks a couple off to the side. Classic Catz move. But he's got to be careful. There's a lot of Banelings floating around here for Cham. There's no safe. There's nothing safe here.
No, there's
He loses the banelings too, by the way.
Oh, and he lost a bunch of lings. Oh, that was I think all those lings, but 2 banelings, 4 banelings rather, going into the mineral line.
Unacceptable hits, a couple acceptable hits. Still, the drone count is dwindling for Cham, down to 8 workers.
Yeah. May have been enough. He's gonna get a few more.
God.
They're low on health.
Oh
Again, guys, he's not on another base, and Cham's speed finally gonna help out. He's finally gonna be able to chase these speedlings so they can't, pick off the low drones.
You know why this has been so even? I didn't realize Catz managed to squeeze in a queen at some point. So these injects are making up for the lack of a hatchery. With a very slight but very important economic lead right now, that's why he's starting to bully ahead in this weird backward scenario. But he's got to make a decisive move to come back home, or hope that his banelings will hold. Either way, this is gonna be rough. There's a lot of Zerglings getting to the main. Oh, but they surround the banelings!
It's so dangerous, right?
Oh, good hit out of Katz's banelings, but there's still more Zerglings to come. This queen is exposed, not in the mineral line, not protected by the slightest. Drone's gonna try and protect this, but this queen is essentially his hatchery. It's a ghetto hatchery, but he needs to keep this alive to keep up the production of Cham.
Oh boy, it's down to 6 drones for Cham. He lost a few more. Well, Cham tried to go ahead and counterattack. That
he
it
cleans
didn't
up.
work out for him. He lost the game. He's down to 9 supply.
I think Catz has done this.
Yeah,
it took a long time and some dedication, and a lot of other players would have tapped out early, but Catz will be your Peruvian winner, coming out number 1 in the group, 2-1 over Cham. And a big congratulations to him, as he will take some nice priority seeding into his group stage here for Copa America.